Hello, fans of the Audiophiliac, audiophiles worldwide, music lovers, geeks, nerds, whatever we call ourselves these days. My name is Adam Wexler, and you may remember me from some other of Steve's videos, but I'm honored that he asked me again to appear on his channel. I've actually been in the hi-fi business myself for over 20 years. 20 years ago in college, I started my company, Stereo Buyers, and that company is a company in which we purchase high-end audio equipment from people who just want to sell it. So if you ever want to sell a stereo but don't want to deal with it, give me a holler. I am a dealer for a lot of the products that we're going to be talking about today for these particular clients. Don't have a showroom, but when someone wants a very nice high-end system, they will trust me to spec something out. So I do sell DeVore and Shindo and Bel Canto and AudioQuest and Auditorium 23, which we'll be talking about. Anyways, on to the interesting stuff, my system. Everything sits here on a custom stand that was designed by Jerry Camehill, who is the owner of Well-Rounded Sound, who makes speakers. He's a friend of mine, and it was a favor, and he designed this beautiful teak piece of furniture to hold all my hi-fi, and he did an amazing job. I love him. I don't think he does that type of work anymore, so don't ask him. Behind me here, the wooden wall and shelving was done by Tony Abate of Box Furniture, who's a friend of mine, also an avid audiophile, and he did a great job, and kind of just frames out the whole hi-fi system here. My turntable behind here is a Garrard 301 Hammertone with a EMT 997 arm, Shindo platter and bearing, Lignolab plinth, with a Auditorium 23 homage step-up transformer. Normally I'm using a EMT TSD 15 cartridge or a Koetsu Rosewood. Just in time for quarantine, I hope you like my quarantine look here. They're out for being retipped. That was kind of bad timing, so kind of not able to listen to records right now, which is a major bummer, but I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'll live. My preamp is a Shindo Giscore, just absolutely stunning. It sounds like real life. With all of my years in the business, especially buying and selling a lot of high-end audiophile equipment, I've heard it all. You name the brand, it's come through my doors and I've listened to it, but this is what I want at home, okay? I am not an absolute purist. I want something that when I listen to it sounds beautiful. And with the DeVore 096 speakers that you have here too also as well, they're not the last word in resolution. I used to sell Wilson Audio. They make great speakers. But in terms of my tastes, I like to listen to a lot of live music. And with the Shindo and the DeVore, it just sounds live. It sounds like I'm there. I could bring that experience here to my living room, in my house, and relive it. And that's what I get from this whole setup that I've built here. In terms of amplification, I have a new member of the family over there. It's the Shindo Cortese 300B stereo amp, which is just magical. Just sounds amazing. It's not a lot of power. It's 8 watts per channel. I'm using some Genelex 300B tubes. I do have some Western Electrics for special occasions, but this is my daily driver. I mean, I'm listening to this system whether it be music or TV. Unfortunately, it doesn't make the bad news sound any better. You know, when we're watching movies with the kids or what have you, soundtracks, it's just fun. It's also there. I have a vintage Accuphase A45 Class A 45 watt amp. Just for fun, when I really want to crank it. It's just a nice warm sound. It's kind of like the Macintosh of Japan. I also have Shindo Corton EL34 monoblocks. They're up on the shelf up there. Well, at least one of them. I don't want the shelf to fall down. Amazing amplifiers also. I love busting them out and listening to them. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more bass compared to the Cortez. But for using them on a daily basis with two small children, and for TV watching and all that jazz, it's just a little bit too much. So I just swap them in when I really want to do serious listening. For digital, I'm running Rune, which I'm a dealer for also. That's fed by a Mac Mini that I set up, and a Belcanto Stream, which I love. And I'm using one of their older DACs, the 3.52 with a virtual battery power supply. I'm a dealer for Belcanto. They're a great partner. Their DACs are very high performance and natural sounding for just a great price point, and I like them a lot. Cables are Auditorium 23 speaker cables, Shindo Silver interconnects, Auditorium 23 interconnects, and Tuneful Cables, my own company. Check them out on eBay. Tuneful Cables. It's a Belden cable with Neutrik connectors. Power filtration, I am using the Shindo Mr. T for the Shindo gear, and also I have a AudioQuest Niagara 5000 for the digital front end, and I'm using AudioQuest power cords for the digital and AudioQuest digital cables for the digital. I also have Sonos plugged into this as well for a different digital source, just for variety. So we have a lot of options. Again, this system just rocks. I love it. I literally have heard it all. I've owned it all through my businesses, and this is what I've chosen to live with. And it just brings life, beauty, art, and magic into my home, and I just cherish it dearly. You could follow me on Instagram at highendaudioauctions.com and resolutionavnyc.com. And I hope to see you there. Peace and love, and I hope everybody gets out of this pandemic safe and sound. Everybody's home. What a wonderful hobby to have at this time, right? It's just something that you can really enjoy while you're locked inside, right? Okay, peace.